Good morning and welcome to the Business Show, your go-to source for money and finance news in 10 minutes or less every day. I'm Andrew Gincola, and today we are covering billionaires keep getting richer, and we are going to go through the Forbes top billionaire list for 2025. And Wall Street bonuses break records with a $244,700 average payout per worker. And Visa offers Apple $100 million to take over the Apple Card network. Can it beat out Mastercard and Amex? And Hooters files for bankruptcy, and the founders plan to reboot the brand with a family-friendly twist. And UFC links a multi-year tech deal with Meta. This is going to bring the MMA into the metaverse. All that and more, let's get down to business. All right, so at the top of the show, Forbes came out with its annual billionaires list, and billionaires are booming for 2024. It released the 39th annual World Billionaires list, and the results are absolutely jaw-dropping. There is a record 3,028 billionaires that hold now a combined $16.1 trillion in wealth, up a staggering $2 trillion from last year alone. Now, this list reveals not only who has the most money, but what they're spending it on, from yachts to dinosaurs. I mean, what they spend it on is absolutely crazy. And the U.S. has the most billionaires with 902, followed by China and Hong Kong at 516, and India has the third most with 205 billionaires. Now, I'm going to go through the list of the top-ranked billionaires for 2025, and we will do it from 10 down to 1. So number 10 is Steve Ballmer, who is the former CEO of Microsoft and current owner of the LA Clippers, and his net worth is $118 billion. Then we have Amancio Ortega, who is founder of the clothing retailer who sells Zara and various other brands, and he is worth $124 billion. Then we have Sergey Brin, who is a co-founder of Google and former president of Alphabet, and he is worth $138 billion. Then we have Larry Page, who is also the other co-founder of Google, who is worth $144 billion. At number 6, we have Warren Buffett, who is one of my favorite people in the world, and he is worth $154 billion and is known as the Oracle of Omaha and the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway and known as the greatest investor of all time. Number 5 is Bernard Arnault, who was at the top of this list over the last couple of years, and he is worth $178 billion, and he is the founder and CEO of LVMH, which is the luxury goods and conglomerate that owns brands like Louis Vuitton and Tiffany & Co. Number 4 is Larry Ellison, who is worth $192 billion, and he is the co-founder of the tech giant Oracle. Number 3 is Jeff Bezos, and most of you know who Jeff Bezos is. He is worth $215 billion, and he is the founder of Amazon. Number 2 is Mark Zuckerberg, who is worth $216 billion, and the co-founder of Facebook and CEO of Meta. And number 1 is Elon Musk, who is worth $342 billion, who is the co-founder of Tesla and SpaceX. So this is the top 10 ranked in the entire world for 2025, according to Forbes. And every year that this list comes out, people are always interested to see what some of these billionaires are doing. Let me know down in the comments below on YouTube and or Spotify what you think about this list. Wall Street bonuses break records with $244,700 as the average payout. So the Wall Street Journal just handed out its biggest bonuses ever. In 2024, the average finance worker in New York received a staggering $244,700 bonus, according to new data from the New York State Comptroller. That's a 32% jump from the previous year, driven by a booming stock market and flurry of deal activity. Now, Wall Street firms paid out the record $47.5 billion in bonuses last year, and that's the average of $244,700. And New York Stock Exchange member profit firms surged 90% in 2024, and the number of securities industry jobs in New York City hit a record 201,500 people. Now, Wall Street contributes 19% of New York State's tax revenue, making bonus season a big deal, even beyond Manhattan. So from bull markets to bonuses, Wall Street just made it rain in 2024, but will that continue on for 2025? We will see. Visa is now making a power play in the payment space, offering Apple $100 million to become the new network behind the Apple Card. As Goldman Sachs exits the partnership, Apple is in the process of reshaping its credit card offering, and Visa is going head-to-head with Mastercard and American Express to win the coveted slot. Now, Apple is selecting a new payment network before choosing a bank to issue the card, with Goldman Sachs stepping away from the partnership. And Mastercard is fiercely trying to retain the role, and American Express is also vying for the deal. Now, JP Morgan Chase, Capital One, Synchrony, and Amex have all been mentioned as potential new bank partners. Now, the Apple Card is the key part of Apple's growing financial services platform, making the next network partner a high-stakes decision. There are a lot of people who put Apple products on their Apple Card to allow them to pay them out over time, and so there's a lot of things that are happening here. As Apple reshapes this card from top to bottom, this could be a pivotal moment in the credit card industry. Another restaurant chain has hit the bankruptcy buffet. Hooters filed for Chapter 11 protection yesterday as part of a plan to sell off its U.S. locations and reshape its image after years of debt, controversy, and declining relevance. Now, the deal hands control back to franchisees, including the co-chain's founder, who say it's time for a fresh start. Now, Hooters officially filed for bankruptcy, aiming to shed debt and retool its brand. And there is two major franchisees, including co-founder Neil Kiefer, who will acquire all company-owned U.S. restaurants. Now, current owners, Nordbay Capital and Tri-Artisan Capital Advisors, are out after reportedly adding $50 million to the brand's $300 million worth of debt. The new leadership vows to improve food quality, service, and create a more family-friendly experience. Now, can Hooters turn this around with a rebrand? We're going to find out soon. The UFC is stepping out into the tech octagon with a new partner, Meta, in a multi-million-dollar deal. Now, in this multi-year deal, the mixed martial arts giant will team up with Mark Zuckerberg's tech empire as its official fan technology partner. Now, this partnership is separate from UFC's media rights, and negotiations will span the full suite of Meta products, from Meta AI and Meta Quest to Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Threads. Now, UFC and Meta have signed this multi-year partnership worth millions of dollars, and Meta becomes the official fan technology partner of the UFC. Now, this partnership strengthens the bond between Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg and UFC CEO Dana White, who joined Meta's board in January. Now, what's going to be expected here? First, they say there's going to be a fan experience upgrade, meaning you can expect more immersive UFC experiences, including AI, VR, and augmented reality across Meta platforms. Plus, the deal reinforces Meta's push into sports and entertainment while giving UFC access to billions of users globally. And with Meta Quest, fans can soon step up their virtual octagon, bringing fights closer than ever before. So this is going to be interesting to watch, and it's going to be very interesting to see how they roll this out. Thanks again for tuning into The Business Show. If you know someone who would find value in this episode, share it with a family member or a friend. Also, if you enjoyed the show, please take a moment to leave a 5-star rating and review. It helps us reach more people and grow this message. And don't forget to follow the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or your favorite podcast app. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.